does this mean that there's a heaven and hell? Again, I'm sorry to, delude that little bit of a notion that mankind share, but there's no such thing as heaven and there's no such thing as hell. What there is a universal energy. This is where we return to. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into it, I'd like to say a big massive thank you to each and every one of you who like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel. It helps with to fight the algorithm and push the message of help you'll serve out to a broader audience. Also, you can now become a channel member if you wish. Channel members are entered into a monthly draw. The winner of the draw is picked at random, and you can win a tarot read with myself worth £75 free. Now, in this video, we are going to be speaking about what the soul is. Let's break away from all of the mysticism. Let's break away from all of the big spiritual words, because you all know me. I don't care for spiritual jargon. I don't like to use words that are going to bamboozle you. So, what is the soul? And, how do I know that we have a soul? So first of all, the soul is nothing new. The soul is the energy part of you. The soul resides within the stomach area. You can't see it on camera because it's off camera. Now, the soul is effectively a little ball of energy. Now, this is how you will often find or see the soul. A lot of you may have seen orbs. A lot of you may have captured when you've used a phone and you've captured a little white anomaly coming across and it's going to look like a little circle. This is the energy. This is the soul that you have caught. You have caught a representation of the soul. Now, why do we need a soul? The soul is effectively like a note taker. As we go through this life, a lot of you might think that we are judged by man. The actions, whilst yes, a lot of the judgment will come from, we have law and order and we have lots of different things. You have to have these safety measures in place when you have a civilization. We all know there's a lot of evil people out there. But the true way you are judged is by the soul. Now, the soul is like a note taker. As we go along our divine spiritual journey, we are going to make good decisions and we are going to make an awful lot of bad decisions if you're someone like me. Now, a lot of you may think, well, actually, if I haven't been found out for it, then it's all right. I can tell you now that is not the case. Everything that you do on this earth plane, you will be accountable for when you return back to energy. Now, does this mean that there's a heaven and hell? Again, I'm sorry to, delude that little bit of a notion that mankind share, but there's no such thing as heaven and there's no such thing as hell. What there is a universal energy. This is where we return to. Now, for a lot of you who like the notion of your loved ones being in spirit, I'm going to stop you there. You don't need to think of your loved ones being in spirit hundreds of miles up in the sky. They're with you with each and every breath that you take. They are with you with each and every step that you take. So don't worry about that. Whilst you may think that the spirit world's up in the yonder, it's not. Your spirit teams, your guides, your family members, deceased loved ones are walking hand in hand with you along your divine spiritual journey. They are there with you at each and every milestone. They are there watching you. Now, a lot of you may think that sounds creepy. But believe me when I say that, the spirit worlds have their work cut out with a lot of us, especially me, and each and every one of you will be the same. The spirit world are there for you. Now, coming back to the soul, why does the soul effectively be a little bit of a snitch? It's going to tell on you. It's going to feed all of... What you have to remember is there's a subtle disconnect between the materialistic state, the body that we possess, when we accommodate going through this life journey, and the soul. So you have Jordan. This is how I look while I am living this experience. And this is my soul. Now, the second that Jordan's body fails, which it's going to at some point, each and every one of us will. Sorry to bring the note down. But the energy part of Jordan, once the body dies, the auric field, which encompasses the The auric field, which encompasses the human form, sorry, I bit my tongue, will effectively die. Now, once the heartbeat is what is generating this low frequency energy shield that is around you. Once that goes, the prison, like the spirit world don't like is calling it a prison. Okay, but I'm going to have to give an explanation on that now. So the auric field, which encompasses the human form, is a low frequency energy. Now, that energy is created by the beating heartbeat. The second that heartbeat stops and you cease to exist, the soul has a one-way ticket back to energy. The soul can't wait to get back there. The soul can't wait. Now, straight away, little ball whisks back off the energy. A lot of you may ask, well, hang on a minute, Jordan, why is it a circle? Why does the orb take the form of... It can actually take many different shapes. But the reason why you will often catch it as a circle is you have to remember energy needs a mode of transportation also. So it collects and it forms like a little atom and it will go back to energy and it'll disperse. So we've spoken there about the auric field and now we're coming back over to the soul. So the soul is going to effectively tell tales on you. It's going to, when we get back into energy and we're like, oh, well, that was a good life journey. I can't believe I got away with all of them things. And the soul is going to go, Jordan, that's not how this works. And you know. Coming back to the heaven and hell, Spirit wanted us to address that. Remember, a lot of you believe through the conditioning of your mind and through the conditioning teachers that you have, that there's such a thing as hell. Evil people must go to hell. Right. So I'm going to put this in a very, very blunt and in a way that you're going to understand. Whilst we are living this experience, that is the case. That is what we want. When we return back to energy, all of these ugly humanistic emotions, all of these ugly anger, jealousy, greed, hatred, corruption, all of these things are made within the mind. It dies, stays with the body. There is no room for any negativity, evilness in the spirit world. This is why a lot of you, when you see me and I say I don't protect from spirit, because I have a very good understanding. You have to protect from poor understandings, bad teachings. This is why a lot of you can't understand that concept. But when you understand that analogy, that evil people die and stay on this planet, it's the mind that makes them evil, not the soul. The soul is always pure. It is always pure. And again, remember, the soul is a note taker. So evil people, whilst you may want them to be punished in this world, they don't effectively pay the price. But when they get over to the energy realm, they have to be accountable for their actions. Each and every one of us are. So there's no getting away. So a lot of you will want evil people punished in this lifetime. But believe you and me, they get their comeuppance, whether it's in this lifetime or the next, which then brings us into a completely new topic. So I'm going to try and stay away from that part. Now, the soul. The soul is one of those things where each and every one of you may not believe in. That's completely up to yourself. You don't have to believe in the soul. But part of the soul is going to remember and recollect some of the, best memories that you've had. So, for example, did you like going to a specific park for a picnic? The soul is going to remember that. Did you like, McDonald's? The soul is going to remember that also. However, this is where it stops. When we come into the next life, this is not, in fact, sorry, Spirit have backed us up there. We're going to do a full video on that because Spirit don't want is coming into a past life regression. I'm going to do a full video on that. So I do apologize, everyone, but I'm going to watch out for the video. We're going to do a full video on past life regression. So the soul, as you can see, the soul in itself is a very complex little entity. It is a completely separate entity to yourself. A lot of you may not believe in the soul, and that's completely all right. You don't have to. But this is the understanding, and this is why when you see a spirit, you see a facet of the soul. What do I mean by that crazy statement? Okay, so what have we got? I don't actually have anything at hand. So we're going to use these selenite towers. Now, as you can see, if you think of this item, we are looking at this face now. If you think of this entire item as the soul, this is one life we've lived. This is another life we've lived. This is another life we've lived. And this is another life we've lived. When you see a spirit or when you see a ghost, some of you may call, I don't call them ghosts because I know that spirits are very intelligent. The word ghost implies they are just a remnant of history. You will see that it's one of the facets of the soul that you have witnessed in those moments. Now, it's going to be the intelligent part. It's not going to show you anything that's completely irrelevant. It takes a lot of energy for the spirit world to manifest. So when you see a spirit, bet your bottom dollar there's a reason why you have seen that spirit in those moments. So I hope you like this little bit of an explanation on the soul. If you did like this video, be sure to drop it a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you're wanting to look for more videos, you know, check out the videos that are going to be pinned at the side, you know, and until the next time, bye-bye for now.